The three paradoxes of letting and estate agency. Today, I'm joined by Keith Allen, who is a letting agent from Essex. He also helps many letting agents on their journey to be better letting agents. And before we switch the camera on, Keith was talking to me about the three paradoxes of being an estate and letting agent. Keith, a paradox is where you have two things that are opposite of each other. They're both true, but they shouldn't be. What are the three paradoxes? What's the first one?
Okay, so the first paradox is certainty and uncertainty. So certainty or security against uncertainty and variety. And this is relevant with estate agents, maybe for the employed model and the self-employed model. So with certainty, if you're employed, you know you're going to get your salary at the end of the month, maybe plus some commission, whereas self-employed probably means more uncertainty, more variety, more excitement.
What's the second paradox?
The second one is between connection and significance.
What do you mean by that?
So as an agent, you want to feel connected to people or to your company or to your brand, against significance, which means although you want to be connected, you want to stand out, you want to be different.
Okay, so I mean, there's an awful lot of talk at the moment about personal brand and putting your head above the parapet. But then the other side of the coin is a lot of bosses don't want their, I posted, there's a lot of the corporates that don't even allow them to like or comment, let alone have a personal brand. How do you square the fact that you both want to be part of a tribe, but also being significant and putting your head above the parapet?
Yeah, well, this is the paradox. There has to be some kind of balance, but I think different personalities will thrive in different environments.
You can do both though at the same time, can't you?
To a certain extent.
It's like a Venn diagram. There's a bit of quite a lot of crossover.
Yep.
A lot of people are not pushing their personal brand because they're worried about people sniping at them, bad feedback, that sort of thing.
Yep.
What would your advice be to those?
Well, it's something that any business person or estate agents or letting agents has to do. I think the beauty of it is that the more authentic you become, the more you're yourself or you're different. There's going to be a lot more people that are going to like you, together with a lot of people who maybe don't like what you're doing.
So really, instead of being vanilla, work on the basis not everyone's going to like you and get your tribe. And if 50% of people like you, then sod the other 50%.
Well, 50% is pretty good going. So
I think
if you
so.
can get that target, yeah.
What about, how would you deal with people, people don't like trolls and things like that. What advice would you give to people dealing with those trolls? And because that's what's making a lot of people afraid to go on video or, I mean, I have my own thoughts, but I want to know what yours are.
Yeah, well, could be a bit embarrassing. I haven't had any. None. But you've said you haven't made it till you've had a troll. So, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, you need to be...
But joking aside, obviously having a troll is a brilliant opportunity to demonstrate what you're about. And like you've said, it's not to go back at them. It's to say, thank you very, very much for the comment. Can I just ask why do you say that?
Yep, thank and partially agree, hit them with science, facts and figures, and then ask a question back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just keep going back in a constant loop.
Yep.
You'll never persuade them.
Right.
But it's the other people that are watching.
Yeah, but it's more content. And if it actually does get emotional, as we know, this is more of a difficult thing to do. Actually posting on social media is relatively easy once you do it. Displaying your emotions, being vulnerable, that is what is going to attract the most content. And that's not an easy thing.
There is a balance though. You can't be, you've got to be courteously vulnerable. You wouldn't want to be putting out the fact that, I've seen some posts recently where you think to yourself, well, I probably wouldn't have posted that.
Yeah.
And there's vulnerable, but there's vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, when it comes to personal things, I think the rule is once you've worked through something fully, then you can talk about it.
Courteously vulnerable.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that I would just for anyone watching or listening to this is I think what's holding a lot of people back is they want the good feedback, so they put feedback on a pedestal. But when they receive something bad, unfortunately, because they put the feedback on a pedestal, it's just So my advice is that you don't let the good feedback go to your head. Accept it, thank, and move on. So when something bad comes along, it's not so much on a pedestal.
100% agree.
And don't tell my wife, because my wife just wants to go and murder everyone that says something bad about what I do. But yeah, I think is taking emotion out of it. You know, if someone does say something bad about you, or is take a step back, just breathe, and reply back in the method. What's the third paradox?
The third paradox is growth and contribution.
Go on.
So in any business, well, I believe you're either growing and going forwards or you're going backwards. So by growing, I mean learning, doing more business, creating new things, just actually growing. And it's the same thing as a good example of this is when people get older. The people that are learning as they get older stay young. If you're not learning something, you're not moving forwards.
So where's the paradox with growth and contribution?
Okay, so this is quite an obscure one. So if you are growing, let's say you're growing a business and you're getting lots of new clients and you're doing well and you're making good money, you have to be contributing to the environment. Okay, you have to be contributing to the society or to the community. And it's a bit of a sort of Charles Darwin thing. You know, if you're not contributing to the environment, ultimately, as in nature, you get eliminated. And this is why big successful companies do a lot for charity and spread wealth or programs or food or whatever it is. So that's the growth has to come with contribution. Very few companies or people can grow and be very successful without giving back.
I think there's an awful lot of UK firms, especially some portals, that could learn a lot from that last one.
As I said, they eventually get eliminated.
Interesting. Well, Keith, that's been a lot of people watching this might have said, well, it's a bit fluffy what you've just all said, but I think it's absolutely insightful. And I think what we have to remember is that we're human beings, and we're not logical. We are emotional animals as well. And if you know how humans think and act, and you're being a proper human being, then you'll win.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.